and welcome to the Online Jazz Academy. Today we're going to talk about a very basic question. It's the question that brought you here to this video and the question that brought me here to this chair making this video. Why play jazz? Now, there are a lot of different kinds of music out there that you can play. Basically playing rock covers, that's a very popular band type for the recreational player to play with. You can play, bluegrass, you can play classical, you can play funk, you can play blues. So why play jazz? Well, first of all, depending on what your experience is and what your musical background is, you may find that jazz, and by jazz I mean your traditional head, solo head type structure where you more or less improvise on a pre-written head. That type of jazz is not completely different from some of those categories I mentioned. There's a lot of overlap with jazz and blues. A lot of jazz is based on blues scales. So of those genres, those two are probably the most closely interrelated. The next most closely related, you'll find bluegrass. That has a strong improvisational element as well. Classical, that is traditionally non-improvisational by and large. And then rock music, there's originals and covers. On a side note, I far prefer originals. Rock covers are not my favorite genre by any means, because I think that if you're going to play music, it's important that you at least be you. You put some of you into it. Don't try and just replicate what someone else has done. So if you're doing original rock, more power to you. I've spent most of my musical career doing that, actually. But now I play jazz. And why do I play jazz? Well, for one thing, I grew up playing the saxophone, and I took some jazz lessons when I was in high school. And so I had a little bit of a background in it. But even if you don't have any background in jazz, you still can benefit greatly even as a person from playing jazz because of the creative outlet that the improvisational nature of the genre allows you. And so what we're going to work on in this course, starting in just a couple of episodes, or just a couple more introductory episodes, and then we'll get into the nuts and bolts of soloing. I'll get the horn out as I said previously. But if you play jazz and improvise well, there's just a feeling of satisfaction that you just don't get from anything else. To just get up there and rip off a solo that was good and that everybody in the audience knows was good, you just can't beat it. The constant improvisation that you'll do on all of your solos is good for your brain too. It keeps you creative. It keeps your synapses firing, keeps your neurons going in high gear. It helps keep your creativity up. I guarantee you, if you put on one of those brainwave detectors and looked at a brain scan, that thing where it has the brain activity while you're playing jazz, all parts of your brain would be firing off. And so jazz is fun to play. It's beneficial for your brain, beneficial for you. It will certainly impress the crowd. It'll impress your friends and family if you're good at it. And so there's a lot to be said for playing jazz if you're a hobbyist musician that's looking for a genre to take up. So I hope you found that beneficial and useful. Certainly leave me a comment if you have anything to say or want me to cover anything in particular in future episodes. But thank you very much, and we'll see you next time.